Did you know that for nearly 15 years, one of the greatest footballers in history was haunted by a pattern so strange that even his supporters began to fear it? Every time he approached international glory, something happened. A missed opportunity, a devastating defeat, penalty, final. A moment that seemed to repeat itself again and again. First it looked like bad luck. Then it became a coincidence. Then it became a question. And eventually it became a legend. Curse. Not the kind whispered about in ancient castles. Not the kind hidden inside haunted forests. But a modern curse. One that appeared before billions of witnesses. One recorded by cameras. One measured by scoreboards. One that seemed to follow a single man wherever he went. His name was Lionel Messi. To many, he was football's greatest player. A magician with the ball. A record breaker. Champion. Yet for years, one mystery followed him across continents and tournaments. No matter how brilliant he became, no matter how many trophies he won with his club, one prize always slipped away. The major international trophy. And eventually people began calling it a curse. The story begins long before the world knew Messi's name. In the city of Rosario, Argentina, a young boy spent countless hours chasing a football. He was smaller than most children, quieter than many of his teammates. But whenever the ball touched his feet, something extraordinary happened. Defenders struggled to stop him. Coaches noticed him. Scouts remembered him. Soon whispers spread. This boy was different. Years later, those whispers became headlines. Messi joined Barcelona and transformed into a global phenomenon. Season after season, he collected trophies, league titles, Champions League titles, individual awards, records that seemed impossible. Everywhere he played, success followed. Except one place, the international stage. First, nobody worried. He was young. There was time. Plenty of time. Then came the 2007 Copa América final. Argentina entered with confidence. Messi was becoming one of football's brightest stars. Fans expected celebration. Instead, Argentina lost. Disappointing, but not unusual. Finals are difficult. Nobody saw it as the beginning of something larger. Then came 2010. The World Cup. The biggest tournament on earth. Millions expected Messi to dominate. Instead, Argentina's journey ended painfully. Questions emerged. Not accusations. Questions. Could the world's best player reproduce his club's success internationally? Messi continued playing brilliantly. Yet the trophy remained out of reach. Then came 2014, the tournament that changed everything. Brazil hosted the World Cup. The atmosphere was electric. Messi entered in remarkable form. Match after match, he inspired Argentina. The nation began to dream. Fans painted murals. Crowds filled streets. People spoke openly about destiny. Argentina reached the final. One match away from immortality. One match away from ending decades of waiting. One match away from silence. The silence of critics. The silence of doubters. The silence of the curse. The final opponent was Germany. For 90 minutes, tension consumed the stadium. Opportunities came. Opportunities vanished. The match remained balanced. Then came extra time. Then, the goal. Germany scored. Argentina fell. The dream ended. Television cameras captured a haunting image. Messi standing alone, watching, silent, defeated. The image spread around the world. For many supporters, it felt less like a football loss and more like the continuation of a pattern. Pattern nobody could explain. Then strange things began happening. Not on the pitch. Among the fans. Across social media, discussions emerged. Videos appeared. Statistics circulated. Comparisons multiplied. People started noticing something unsettling. Every time Messi approached international glory, something seemed to go wrong. The pattern grew stronger. The following year brought another opportunity. The 2015 Copa América. Argentina once again reached the final. Once again expectations soared. Once again millions watched. And once again, defeat. The match ended in penalties. Chile celebrated. Argentina suffered. The trophy disappeared. 1 year later, history repeated itself. Another Copa América final. Another opportunity. Another chance to finally end the drought. This time the pressure felt different. Heavier. More personal. Almost oppressive. By now, journalists openly discussed the curse. Fans argued endlessly online. Some blamed tactics. Others blamed teammates. Some blamed luck. Others blamed fate. No explanation satisfied everyone. Then came the penalty shootout. One kick. One moment. One mistake. Messi's penalty sailed over the crossbar. The stadium erupted. Not with celebration. With disbelief. The image became legendary. One of the greatest players in history standing motionless after missing the most important kick of his international career. Moments later, Argentina lost. Again. The curse had returned. And this time it felt stronger than ever. What happened next shocked the football world. Messi announced his retirement from international football. Millions of supporters could not believe it. For some, it felt like the curse had finally won. The greatest player of his generation had walked away. Not because he lacked talent. Not because he lacked effort. Because the weight had become unbearable. The reaction was immediate. Across Argentina, people pleaded for him to return. Messages appeared everywhere. Television networks discussed little else. Fans wrote letters. Children recorded videos. The nation seemed united by one thought. Could not end this way. Eventually Messi returned. But the mystery remained. Why did international glory always seem to slip away? Investigators of football folklore began examining the pattern. Not paranormal investigators. Football historians. Statisticians. Psychologists. Their findings were fascinating. Some argued the curse existed only in the minds of people. The more often Argentina lost finals, the more pressure future finals carried. Pressure created fear. Fear created mistakes. Mistakes created defeat. Defeat strengthened the legend. The legend increased pressure. The cycle continued. Others disagreed. They pointed toward the sheer improbability of the events. For major finals. For defeats. Repeated heartbreak. Repeated disappointment. Repeated timing. The odds felt impossible. Whether one believed in curses or not, the pattern was undeniably real. Years passed. The story deepened. Each tournament added another chapter. Each failure strengthened the myth. Then came reports from inside the camps. Former teammates described extraordinary pressure. Journalists spoke about overwhelming expectations. Some players admitted they felt haunted by previous failures. Haunted. The word appeared repeatedly. Not haunted by ghosts. Haunted by history. Haunted by memory. Haunted by the fear of becoming another chapter in the same story. By 2021, the curse had become one of football's most famous legends. Everyone knew it. Everyone discussed it. Everyone wondered whether it would ever end. Then came the Copa América. Another tournament. Another opportunity. Another final. Many supporters approached the match with cautious optimism. They had seen this before. Too many times. Dreams followed by heartbreak. Hope followed by disappointment. The pattern felt familiar, almost ritualistic. Yet something was different. Messi appeared calmer, more focused, less burdened, as if he had stopped fighting the curse. As if he had accepted its existence. And perhaps that acceptance changed everything. Argentina reached the final. Their opponent was Brazil. The match took place inside one of football's most intimidating environments. Pressure filled every second, every tackle, every pass, every mistake. Then Argentina scored. The lead held. Minutes passed. The final whistle approached. Fans barely breathed. When the whistle finally blew, something extraordinary happened. The curse broke, or at least that is how many people described it. Players collapsed onto the field. Supporters cried. Commentators struggled to contain emotion. Messi lifted his first major international trophy. The image instantly became iconic. For 15 years, the legend had followed him. For 15 years, the silver medals had accumulated. For 15 years, the story seemed destined to end in failure. And then it didn't. The victory transformed everything. The curse narrative began collapsing. Yet some believed the story wasn't finished, because one trophy remained. The World Cup. Football's greatest prize. The final test. The final chapter. The final shadow. Then came Qatar. Argentina entered carrying enormous expectations. But this time felt different. Not because the pressure had vanished. Because Messi had already broken one curse. The impossible had become possible. As the tournament progressed, a new belief emerged. Perhaps destiny had changed. Perhaps history had changed. Perhaps the curse had finally released its grip. Argentina reached the final. The world watched. The match became one of the greatest ever played. Drama, kiss, hope, fear, everything. For more than 2 hours, millions sat on the edge of their seats. Then came penalties. The same penalties that had once broken hearts. The same penalties that had strengthened the legend. The same penalties that had fed the curse. This time the ending was different. Argentina won. The trophy was theirs. Messi lifted the World Cup. The image traveled across the globe within minutes. For many fans, it felt like the conclusion of a mystery 15 years in the making. A curse had finally been broken. Or had it? Because football folklore rarely disappears completely. Even today, some supporters speak about the years before the triumph. The near misses. The lost finals. The impossible sequence of heartbreak. The moments that made millions question whether something unseen was shaping events. Perhaps it was coincidence. Perhaps it was psychology. Perhaps it was pressure. Or perhaps every generation creates its own legends. Stories powerful enough to feel real. Stories capable of influencing how people see history. And among football's greatest legends, few are as fascinating as the international trophy jinx. A curse that followed one man across continents. A curse that survived 4 finals. A curse witnessed by billions. And a curse that, according to many, finally died beneath the lights of a football stadium. Or maybe not. Because somewhere another young superstar is rising. Another player is collecting trophies. Another player is hearing comparisons. Another player is approaching greatness. And football history has a habit of repeating itself. If you enjoy real-life mysteries, football legends, and the strange stories hidden inside history's biggest moments, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story. Because some curses are buried forever, and others simply wait for their next victim.